Welcome to the Chapter 5 recap. Let's jump right in. Freya summons Lenneth once more to provide an update on the war. By now it comes as little surprise. The Aesir continue to press their advantage day by day. Our Einherjar have remained diligent. Belinus took on a number of tasks. He policed fortresses, transferred supplies, and scouted distant locations. In the Morgrand caves, Thor located ancient magic tools and dispatched Belinus' platoon to clear the caverns of monsters and claim the artifacts. Llewellyn spent time inspecting and sealing a cave, most likely the same Morgrand caves. He also took part in the strategy meetings for the siege of Fort Gerudo, a vital Vanir stronghold in the southeast. The assault proved successful thanks in no small part to Llewellyn's steady hand. Yanis assumed a variety of roles. He helped repair Sartori Fortress, guarded important VIPs, and inspected Bosemont Fortress and its surrounding lands. He even matched skills with Oooh, the god of skiing, hunting, archery, and winter, in a friendly shooting contest. Yanis held his own against the renowned archer and earned a hard-fought tie. Oooh acknowledged his talent. Later, Yanis marched to Yosukuroru High Plain at dawn to defend a newly built fortress on the Yoskral Plains against a Vanir surprise attack. He successfully repels the assault and holds the line. June, too, filled a flexible role. He subjugated demons, inspected forest grounds, and secured transfer routes. He remained busy, yet still carried the quiet memory of his sister, hoping that she might one day forgive him for leaving her behind. In time, June joined an important mission to retrieve the Sylvan Bow, one of the 4 divine treasures deep in Alfheim. Though the party expected resistance from the fairies who steward the bow, the fair folk handed it over willingly to the Aesir forces. After catching up with our holy warriors, Freya requests of us a new champion and sends Lenneth on her way. In Flensburg, the sorceress Mistina receives word that Laurenta has quote-unquote passed away. She quickly deduces Lazard's hand in the deed. Though shocked that he truly carried it out, she seems almost grateful that he removed the obstacle. In her laboratory, Mistina enters a special chamber that allows her spirit to project outwards. She drifts to Lazard's tower to spy on his latest schemes. There, upon the walls, she discovers long-lost runes. Mistina suspects Lazard may have found a way to shift the entire tower across dimensions. She descends to the deepest reaches of his lab, the very chamber Valkyrie had seen after their confrontation, and finds the homunculi. She claims the young homunculus body for herself. Later that evening, Lazard pays Mistina a visit in her home. He reveals that he has obtained the Philosopher's Stone, though he clarifies it is no instant well of infinite knowledge. The stone is more like a 10 billion page codex. The wisdom within must still be carefully parsed. He demands his homunculus back. In exchange, Mistina asks for information about Bifrost, the rainbow bridge linking Asgard and Midgard. Lazard explains that Bifrost lies within the forest of the world tree Yggdrasil, where the elves dwell as its stewards. He continues, "The gods use elves as vessels to walk upon Midgard. Elves themselves are a kind of god, and humans and elves can conceive children together. In fact, Lazard claims Odin is such a half-breed. After the Great War and Asgard left the world barren, Odin ascended the throne of the gods and created a second race of man, thus earning him the title of Allfather. The perplexing truth is that Odin was never the strongest god by birth. It was his unique heritage that allowed him to rise so high and rule as Lord of the Aesir. Gods, for all their power, are static beings. They cannot grow or change, a counterweight to their immortality. Humans, though fleeting, possess the gift of flux and potential. Odin, half elf and half human, inherited the finest traits of both, the immortality of the gods and the capacity for growth that belongs to mortals alone. Lazard reasons that if he can transfer human souls into elven bodies, then human and divine souls must be of the same or at least similar essence. His half-elf homunculi are key to forging a godlike existence, one that could challenge the Aesir from below while trapping the gods in vessels of his making. His ultimate desire, however, remains Lenneth. Having shared his secrets, Lazard murders Mistina, eliminating a future threat. When Lenneth appears to her, She offers the sorceress a chance to join her and continue her research on Yggdrasil and Bifrost. Mystina accepts, seeing no better path and perhaps relishing the chance to haunt Lazard from beyond. Lenneth next returns to Krell Montferrien. There, a knight named Jael argues with her captain, Fawn. Jael had disguised herself as a man to join the knighthood, but Fawn had uncovered her secret and questioned her reasons. He agrees to keep her secret. Over time, a quiet romance blooms between them. Jael reveals she seeks the head of Magnus, an occult sorcerer, though her exact motive remains unknown. Fawn urges patience. Jael feels guilt for drawing him into her quest, yet Fawn is undeterred. When the pair finally confront Magnus, he summons a monster from hell to bewitch the men. Jael, unaffected as the only woman present, stands firm. The monster, Genevieve, accuses Jael of using men for her own ends and claims to see into her heart. Lenneth intervenes, drawing her sword. In the heat of battle, she fails to notice Fawn awakening, still under the bewitchment spell, and stabbing Jael. As the spell fades, a horrified Fawn beholds the tragedy before him. He charges at Magnus, his fate left unseen. Lenneth then ventures into the Arkdain ruins, where magic crystals are said to lie sealed. Those who enter seeking these mythical treasures rarely return with them. She clears the ruins, defeats minor servants of hell, and discovers a giant crystal containing a woman sealed within. For now, her identity remains a mystery. We catch up with Lucien once more, sitting alone on the street, lost in his heavy thoughts. Even the local children sense something is wrong. Later, Lucien, Claire, and their band tally the day's ill-gotten gains, likely through thievery. At home, a townsfolk warns them. The nobility have executed one of their friends and are using the thief hunt as a cover to purge the slums. Lucien quickly forms a plan. Claire should slip out the back while he gathers the local children and meets her in the woods. Just as they part ways, a soldier's arrow strikes Lucien down, and in his final moments he apologizes to Claire. He realizes how he now stands in Platina's place, and that tragic scene from his youth is repeating. His lover once died in his arms, and he cannot bear the same fate for Claire. During her spiritual concentration, Valkyrie senses the devastation below. She appears to Lucien, who seems to recognize her almost at once. He begs her to save Claire, who stands precariously on the edge of a cliff. What follows remains unseen, but after all that tragedy, I think I would like to be a bit more optimistic about the outcome. Once Lucien is recruited, Lenneth sets out to clear the Citadel of Flame, an island fortress southwest of Flensburg. Lava from the Sirt volcano overflows in its halls, its origins perhaps unnatural. At its heart, she confronts a spirit of fire that boasts of incinerating the souls of both humans and gods. Though the elemental deems itself superior to Valkyrie, she swiftly proves otherwise and dispatches the fiend. After these trials, Lenneth decides the time has come to send Lucien to fight for the gods. First, however, she speaks with him, urging him to leave his worldly troubles behind and accept all that has passed. Lucien, in response, asks her to visit his old village together. Lenneth agrees. As they walk the quiet settlement, he shares fragments of his past. He explains that he was born here and once knew a girl named Platina, a girl who would have been sold into slavery had he not intervened. Almost as if seeking confirmation, Lucien recreates the event of that fateful night with her, fleeing the village, racing through the forest, and arriving at the meadow of weeping lilies. He asks Lenneth to remove her helmet. He tells her that Platina, the girl she so closely resembles, died here after breathing in the poisonous pollen of the lilies. In his heart, Lucien is resolute. Whether or not Lenneth is who he truly believes she is, his feelings run too deep. They embrace and share a kiss. Later, Lenneth reflects on these events. She tells herself that love cannot exist between gods and men. Yet, as she removes her helmet once more, a quiet wish escapes her that Lucien might live, so that she may see him again. The time has come to report to Freya once more. And that's it. I really like Chapter 5. I don't have all that much to add. I hope you guys are enjoying these recaps, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.